Anthony show for y'all.
Got a damn good show.
All right, so
Hey, before we get to the video, you can always support us at officialhorsetwins.com.
yeah, and anything you buy from my shop gets you automatically in it to win.
get
A
to-
current giveaway, which is the Jeep Rubicon.
Yeah.
All right, so this
surprised me, his take on this.
yeah, his take on this subject about Karmelo Anthony, it hit me in such a way. It's like him coming out that he's becoming a girl and he's going to transition. This is how his take on this. That's how it hit. It like hit me in the face.
Yeah, and Tim Pool is a smart guy.
All right, so well, let's listen to what he has to say.
For one where he says, what is it? Nothing matters but this. He was at a school event at the wrong team's tent with a knife. He clearly chose murder than to walk away, cut and dry here. Nope, wrong. Imagine you are invited to a party at someone else's house and you are legally carrying a firearm. And then a fight breaks out and or like an altercation breaks out between you and some guy and, you know, there's drinking involved or whatever. I'm not trying to make a 1-for-1 scenario. I'm trying to create a potential scenario separate from this one with similarities. You go to a party. Let's say you go to a party. And some guy starts saying stuff like, yo, man, get out of here. And you're like, I can do what I want. I was invited to the party. Verbal altercation escalates. And then the dude, you're standing there and you pull your sweater back and you've got a gun. And you put your hand up and say, don't come close to me, bro. I'm warning you right now. Do not come close. Do not take another step. Then the guy grabs your arm and makes a move. So you draw your weapon and you use it. Okay, make the argument you have no right to defend yourself when you're being attacked by a guy. Make the argument, by all means. Go ahead and do so. I ain't going to do it. I don't know the circumstances. You can argue that you're in a place you're not supposed to be. You can argue it's that guy's house, and it doesn't matter. A guy can invite you into your neighbor could be like, come on over, brother. And then if he gets physical with you, you can defend yourself. And then what? The police are going to be like, well, you were in his house. And it's like, yeah, you invited me in. It's like, the door was.
All right, that's crazy as hell.
That's a false equivalence.
Yeah, you're hypothetical.
Yeah.
I don't know why you just sitting with why you coming up with a hypothetical when you can just stick to the facts of this particular case.
First of all, he wasn't invited to the tent. That guy was invited to the party. Second of all, you said he was legally carrying a firearm. He wasn't legally carrying a knife.
I think
he was on school property.
Yeah, you're not allowed to carry a knife. But this is the thing about self-defense. You cannot be the aggressor.
Right.
And you gotta always.
And his hypothetical, the other guy was the aggressor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somebody pushes. I mean, this sets a horrible precedent. That like the point he's trying to make. Somebody can just push me.
Yeah.
Instead of me getting up and walking the other direction and fleeing, I can now turn around, stab or shoot somebody just for a push.
Yeah.
That's not self-defense.
There's a lot of people in prison for the exact same scenario. You just can't pull your knife. You just can't shoot someone because you felt disrespected or someone shoved you.
Yeah, and the actual facts of this case, he was told to leave. It was he was on another team's tent where they have their personal belongings. So Austin Metcalf didn't want him there. They have their personal belongings there.
He has the right to tell him to leave. Hey, you don't belong here.
Yeah. So all they want him to do is leave. He refuses to leave, stabs him in the chest, and then leaves when all he had to do was just leave.
Yeah.
He is the aggressor. He's somewhere he shouldn't have been.
Yeah. That hypothetical.
Like the hypothetical he came up with, you should have painted like more similar to what actually happened.
Right.
You should have, in your hypothetical, the person should be in the house and he shouldn't be allowed to be in there.
Right.
It was not, I mean, your hypothetical does not even align with what actually happened in this case.
Yeah. It's a misrepresentation of what happened.
Yeah, so I don't know why you would put so much time and energy in defending that little. Somebody lost their life.
Dude,
why would you try to defend that?
I don't know.
There was a case in Texas. Was it Texas or was it Florida?
I forget.
Yeah, we talked about this. A guy got pushed. He fell to the ground, and he pulled his gun. And the guy that pushed him started walking away.
Before he shot him.
Yeah, and then he shoots him, kills the guy. He's in jail for
20 years, manslaughter.
Yeah, manslaughter.
Yeah.
Because it's not self-defense.
Now, if that guy came out of the store, pushed him on the ground, and was pummeling him,
yeah,
you have the right to defend yourself.
Yeah, if Austin Metcalf is on top of him, pummeling him.
Oh, his twin brother, and they jumped him, and that's self-defense.
And they have weapons.
Yeah.
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 You cannot
They don't even need a weapon at that point. Those are two big kids. You can defend yourself.
Right.
You know? But the thing that's gonna dig him in a grave, he's not gonna be able to get out of. What's gonna really bury him is that He actually provoked the
He
situation.
was confrontational. He had
He
an out.
escalated it.
Yeah, and he had an out
And
to
he had an
just
out.
leave.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do was just leave.
Yeah. He wasn't cornered. Yeah, he was shoved.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what kids do in high school, especially if you're a jock. You shove, you push people around, you don't put up with other people's crap. Certainly you wouldn't put up with a stranger that's under your team's tent. No one in my school or the people I grew up around is like, man, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
What Austin Metcalf did, any sane individual would have did.
Yeah, like I was on the basketball team. What that black kid did, it's like going to the other team's sideline and sitting in the chairs with that team.
Yeah. And then when the coach or another team or person on the team say, you need to leave, and he does it, hey, put your hands on me and see what happens.
Yeah.
That person's going to jail.
Yeah.
And if he uses a weapon, he's probably going for life.
He's provoking. He's the one that's confrontational. All he had to do was leave. But he decides to leave after he stabbed him.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they never recovered the weapon. If that kid was so innocent, if it was self-defense, why did he flee and why did he hide the murder weapon?
I just don't understand why you're coming up with this hypothetical argument that doesn't even align with what happened.
Yeah, that kid's guilty of saying he wasn't acting in good conscience when he.
Yeah.
Why would you hide the murder weapon? Why would you run? You felt guilty of what you did. Stabbing someone in the chest because you've been told to leave because you were shoved does not justify you taking that person's life.
Yeah, and nobody, like in this hypothetical, he had a gun, he was warned him, hey, I got a gun or whatever, right? Nobody knew that Austin, that black kid, Anthony, had a knife. Nobody,
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought somebody's going to pull out a knife
Yeah.
and stab somebody?
Especially when it comes to people from my community, the people that have melanin in their skin, they always, I can't breathe. They always lie. Hey, put your hands on me. They always say that, yeah, put your hands on me and see what happens. We have a tendency to bluff and lie and try to punk people. Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of pushback on that.
Well, I think maybe, was this before the police report came out?
Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. It's before the police report came out.
But I don't know why you have the motivation to even try to defend this guy.
Yeah. I wouldn't put my reputation on the line for that kid.
This kid,
Especially a black kid.
he doesn't have a scratch on him.
Yeah.
Self-defense?
Yeah. Yeah. But I would not stand up for a black person. Why? Because black people lie notoriously.
Hey, take the race out of it.
No. I'm just pattern recognition. Right?
No, man.
Black people lie, I can't breathe. I didn't do nothing. I mean, everything, when we caught ourselves when we trapped in a corner, we cornered or we told a lie, we have a tendency to make things up. I'm not going to put my reputation on the line for that kid, especially because he's black, especially because the things I heard of what happened.
Well, you're speaking from this position. Growing up, being black, we had a natural hostility towards white people because that's kind of what we was raised and what we experienced being from Martinsville, Virginia.
Yeah.
And I think this day and age, these kids are no different, especially when you have the mainstream media painting white people as like these demons. And the only reason why there's poor black people is because of white people exploiting them.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sure that hostility is still there.
I
and
think
people
it's worse.
saying, and people are saying this had nothing to do with race. This has everything to do with race. I put my life on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not from the white kid standpoint, but I can guarantee it was from that black kid standpoint.
I definitely know race was involved. It was the reason behind why he stabbed him. It's because that kid was white and black. And black parents raise our children to hate white people.
Well, I don't know about, probably not.
My mama told me, stay away from these white people. They are racist.
Yeah.
They will hang you for no reason.
Stand up for yourself. Don't let them push you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I was scared of white people.
Yeah, but mama grew up in a different time.
Yeah, she grew up in a different time. Yeah.
Right.
She grew up through Jim Crow, all that.
Yeah, but back to your point about this natural hostility towards white people from black people. Look at what you see on TikTok. Mm-hmm. They're defending Karmelo Anthony, saying he did what he did.
Yeah, I'm not just...
And when it was self-defense.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they say that is because he's black and they're black.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I say it, because I'm black and I know black people better than anybody.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, go to TikTok like my brother said. They're defending this kid. Not because he's innocent. They defending him because a lot of black people are racist and they hate white people.
Yeah.
How else could a black kid stabbing a white kid raise over $350,000? Stabbing a white kid at a track and field meet because black people are racist.
Yeah.
Not all, but a lot of them.